Leaf Collection program here in the city of Kettering is an annual event that is a huge benefit to the residents of Kettering. Every year around the first half of October, city crews begin the process of collecting leaves throughout the city. That process continues typically till about the first or second week of December, where we will make as many passes as possible throughout the city to get the leaves that are raked out to the roadway. We do ask that residents, when they do rake the leaves, to not put them into the street or into the gutter or into any drainage ditch, but put them along the side of the road, and crews will come by and get them. We will make as many passes as it takes and do it as often as we can within that window. Obviously, that is also the beginning of snow season, so there are times when we have early snow events, we have to break down the equipment and put the snow plows on and fight the snow. I think we've had a couple years of back and forth, and so the leaf collection program sometimes can be interrupted, but typically we get as much of the material as we can prior to the heavy winter season. Now, how that works is, as you see behind me, we have a map broken down by districts. There are 11 districts within the city of Kettering, and those are broken further into sub-districts. The city goes through District 1, 2, 3, and so on, all the way through District 11, and then we come back around and do District 1 again. So through the course of communication through our social media or our phone hotline, we can tell you where we've been, and then you can anticipate if we're in District 2, we'll be to 3 shortly, and we'll just keep making that cycle throughout the city. The leaves are collected, they're taken to our leaf farm, and those are windrowed and decomposed down to mulch and compost. And the mulch and compost is made available to residents the next season. So when you come out to Indian Riffle Park to pick up some compost or some mulch for your yard, that was the previous year's leaves. So we do a great job of recycling that material and make it available to the residents of the city of Kettering. One other thing that I wanted to bring up is every year we also have a spring pickup. Typically somewhere in the beginning of April, we will do a one-time pass through the city to get all the leaves that weren't picked up from the previous year or leaves that just weren't raked out, and then as people are getting out and doing their spring cleanup in their yard, we will come around and get those. But again, remember, it's just the leaves, it's not the sticks or the brush, and again, it's raking them to the edge of the roadway, not into the gutter plate or drainage ditch, but to a point where our crews can come by and collect them and move on. As crews are going around through the districts collecting the leaves, there's a couple things that I wanted to point out to the residents so that they understand what we're doing. First, it's very difficult for us to say when we will be in the next district. There's a lot of factors that go into that, how many leaves are out, how many trucks are out. What we have been doing is saying, as of today, here's where we're at. We're in District 2 or we're in District 3. It gives you an indication of where we're at so that if you're in a District 4 or 5, you know we're coming there next. Again, we can't tell you exactly when that'll be, but that buys you some time to get the leaves out at your convenience, and then we come through. If you happen to be late and we have already passed through the street and you weren't ready, don't worry about it. We'll be back. We make cycles after cycle after cycle. Typically, we can do 5 to 8 cycles. The second thing I wanted to point out is, as the crews go, they go down one side of the street. They don't automatically then turn around and go down the other side of the street. They will go around the block. They may not be back for a little while. So when residents see one side of the street done, they shouldn't panic and think we forgot the other side. They will be back. They will get those. But there is a system in place because of the way those vehicles maneuver that they will come back. So have a little patience with us. And if it goes for a day or so, by all means call. But typically it's the system they have in place to maneuver the equipment in and around the neighborhood streets.